All right, so here's the Razer Blade 18, the 4090, the big boy. And as is tradition for Razer products, there is a bug right out the gate. So we got the Razer Blade 18, the 2023 model with the 4090, the highest end one they have, and Advanced Optimus is not working. So if you look at Razer support, it should have Advanced Optimus. So this is the Razer support page. It tells you it'll have Advanced Optimus. Advanced Optimus is different than a muck switch. The old Razer Blade 17 that I had the setting in Synapse. We can show a clip for that. For the Razer Blade 17, if you click on the performance section, you want to choose between NVIDIA Optimus or dedicated GPU only. But the Razer Blade 18 and these other models should all have it in NVIDIA control panel. So the way to make sure you have it is to turn on NVIDIA DDS in the BIOS. So ones with that in the BIOS will not be in Synapse. Like I said, the Razer Blade 17 had in Synapse. The Razer Blade 18, it won't be in Synapse. It should be in the BIOS and in NVIDIA control panel. So once you enable NVIDIA DDS in the BIOS, when you launch the device and open up NVIDIA control panel, you should see these settings here under Manage Display Mode. In our Razer Blade 18, you can see in the BIOS, NVIDIA Dynamic Display Switch is enabled. And when you click on that, I didn't do it in the video because I didn't really know quite what I was looking for. In here, when you click it, it will either say NVIDIA Dynamic Display Switch or dedicated GPU mode. You can tell here we had it set to Dynamic Display Switch. And then when you go to Synapse, it tells you to go to Advanced Optimus, and then when you go to control panel, it's not there, right? Under manage, you should have manage display mode there. And you can tell here we don't have that. It's just manage 3D settings and no manage display mode. Another way to tell under advanced display, it shows it on the Intel UHD graphics. So you don't really have an option to toggle it here. Now you can go back to the BIOS and change it to dedicated GPU mode here. That will work. And then when you come back here, it will show it on the 4090. And you do get better performance. But you shouldn't have to go to the BIOS and switch it every time. You should be able to switch it from the NVIDIA control panel, and currently that's not working. As I mentioned later in the video, I think that's just a bug with the 13th gen processors because I'm building a Razer desktop currently, and there is some bugs with my 13th gen processor and some Razer products, particularly the Razer handbow. So again, if you have the Razer Blade 18 4090, hopefully they have an update. You can look on Razer support now. There are no BIOS updates or anything like that here for the Razer Blade 18 listed on their site. I mean, obviously you can check Synapse, you can check Windows updates and all that, but currently as of February 14th, there is no updates on their website. But it will still function, right? You'll just have to go to BIOS and set dedicated GPU mode, and then when you go to game, you should get pretty solid performance. So again, hopefully it's just a bug that they can fix for the software update pretty soon. Anyhow, here's the original video recorded. You can see a little bit more of the Blade 18. You can see here when we're in GeForce, and lets you get the latest update from February 8th. We go to our settings, so we can see here, this is the 4090 13th gen i9 HX version, 32 gigabytes of RAM, QHD 240 hertz screen. And if we go to Synapse, there is a new setting in Synapse. There's no updates in Synapse. I mean, we've gotten all the updates. When we go to the Razer Blade 18, you can standard stuff here for customize and performance. It's just on batteries balanced on plugged in. You can make it boost and high as you would expect. Display, you can make 240 hertz. You can also do 120 or 100, which is kind of neat. And you can do a color profile. But if you notice here in GPU mode, there's no option to click on the discrete graphics mode. There is this new setting here for battery, which is pretty neat. This is the first time this has been on a Razer Blade, is that you can do battery health optimizer. So that's pretty neat. That way it doesn't charge to 100% if you're going to use it primarily on AC power, which is what you would most likely be doing with this powerful of a device. You're not going to get very much battery life out of it in the first place. And then of course lighting, the standard stuff. But again, no option here. It tells you to go to the NVIDIA control panel. And when you do, you notice there's no option here. So you can't turn on Advanced Optimus. And if you click up here, there's no extra options in here. There's nothing that's not turned on. We've uninstalled and reinstalled. It just doesn't show up. So most likely it's a bug since it's so new with the 13th gen in Razer. I have built a Razer desktop, and the Razer handbow has a bug with the 13th gen CPU. So I think that's most likely what it is, but currently it's still, it's not working. You can go to system information, and it tells you the 4090 here. And it says Advanced Optimus no, but obviously this should be capable of it. So, and if you go to display settings, go to advanced display, and it lets you do 240 hertz and shows it at QHD here as well. So it's some kind of bug that hopefully they will fix soon. All right, so I recorded the original video last week and then some on this week, and as of yesterday, February 16th, we checked all the updates and still had the same issue on the Razer Blade 18. But today, Jarrod Tech released a video on the Razer Blade 18, but his is the 4080. And there's some interesting things in his video. So in his, he can change it here, and he does get the options for G-Sync and Optimus. He does have the option for manage display mode, and of course, to enable G-Sync. But an interesting note is that he had a screen flicker problem, and he only had this when he enabled your Optimus and G-Sync, right? So obviously he's in direct contact with Razer. He had 2 different laptops. They both had the same screen flicker problem. Now we don't know it's a screen flicker, but we don't have the option to enable advanced Optimus. He does, and then when he launched this Intel Graphic Command Center, it caused a screen flickering, and Razer has acknowledged it, at least to him. So I have no confirmation, but my assumption is maybe they realized this bug was there and they disabled the option for advanced Optimus until they can fix it. But again, he had the 4080 and we have the 4090. My friend Mash IT, who is a real piece of crap, he has the 16 with the 4080 and he has advanced Optimus, no problems. I don't know if it has a screen flicker on his. He hasn't mentioned it, but he's also not very smart, so you know, he probably wouldn't even notice.
Hi, this is David at Mash IT.
But on our 4090, like I said, as of yesterday, February 16th, we checked for all the updates and we still didn't have the option for advanced Optimus. So I feel like it's definitely a problem Razer knows about and they'll be working on. So hopefully they get it fixed soon. All right, thanks.